Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 14th episode of Visioncon Spotlight, your in-depth look at the nerds you love. I'm your host, Zach Wilson, but you didn't come here to see me today. You came to see the woman of the hour. She's a cosplayer and special makeup effects prodigy that never ceases to amaze. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the one, the only, Gabby Ward. Gabby, how you doing today?
Pretty great. How about you, Zach?
Oh, dandy as candy, Gabby. Now, Gabby, we've known each other, a hot minute now. And I will say I stand by that intro. Your work never ceases to amaze. And we're going to take a look at some of your work here in a minute. But first, the question I want to ask you to start us out is, how did we get here? Kind of what inspired you to get into special makeup effects? And, was there anything in specific that kind of happened that made you feel this is what I want to do?
So to boil it down, I've always loved Halloween. Halloween has been a passion of mine. I mean, who doesn't like Halloween? It's just a lot of fun, lots of costume play, lots of candy. Who doesn't like it, And as I got older, I learned that you could do something called scare acting, which basically means you work for a haunted house. Now, I was I was a freshman in high school, and I was like, you know what? It's some extra money. I've done a little bit of acting here and there. I'll go ahead and test it out. And as soon as I went there was people in these scary costumes, and there was props, and there was all different kinds of ways to make yourself look scary and to portray this fear, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, dang, this is cool. I wonder if I could do this myself. And I started looking on YouTube, because that's how most people figure this out, right? Or find this through YouTube. And I saw these YouTube tutorials of all these makeup artists doing these crazy, elaborate, beautiful, terrifying things. And I was like, I want to do that. And I started doing that through the haunted house. And then I joined some theater groups, and I started doing it for them, for special productions of different monsters and creatures. And then I did cosplay, and I got to do that for myself personally, and dress up as these fun, crazy characters and get to do makeup as well. And the more I did it, the more I realized that I loved it. I loved creating, and I loved creating this makeup, because it's a little different than painting or sculpting or any other kind of art. It's kind of it's a very personal art, and I really appreciated that, and people seem to like it. So I was like, I'll go ahead and do this then.
Well, you're also very good at what you do. A quick aside, and I don't know if you even remember this, but about 3 years ago, on one of my now still girlfriend for 3 years now, but on one of our first dates, for some God knows reason, we went to a haunted house. And for those of you who don't know, I'm very easy to scare. So we went in, and we paid and everything. And who greets us at the door? Miss Gabby Ward. And so we walk in, and we're not even all the way through the front entrance of the Dungeons of Doom is what it's called, where you got right in my ear and made me go to the fetal position. You're just that good at what you do. Which, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a look at some of your special makeup effects work. One second. All right, so we're starting off strong. Where does one begin, Gabby?
So this is a fully sculpted, fully created latex mask is what I made when I was at school. I went to school in Pennsylvania for a special makeup effects program, the Tom Savini Special Makeup Program at Douglas Education Center. And so they gave me a lot of opportunity to try new things. And one of our projects for that school was this piece right here. We had to make a fully made latex mask. And once I heard this, I immediately knew I wanted to do something from fantasy. And one of my favorite kind of niche movies that I've seen is Bright. Yeah. It's something you can find on Netflix. It's a great movie. And I love the orcs in that. I think it's a really wonderful representation. It's very different. It deals with real world problems. I just love it. So I was like, I really want to make an orcish mask, which was really difficult because they show lots of male orcs, but they don't show many female orcs, especially in their promo stuff. So I pretty much had to make this character myself. So I heavily drew from African-American heritage and that sort of thing. That's why she has braids in her hair. She's got lots of beautiful jewelry. Her eyebrows are just gorgeous. I tried to make her as pretty as she could, because at that time, I just thought that she was a very strong character, and I see that a lot through that heritage in themselves. So in my shirt, the hoodie that I wear with that costume says "Orc Lives Matter," because in that show they're kind of persecuted. So I was like, you know what, here we go.
Well, and like the attention to detail is incredible. And though, to be fair, you could say that for all of these, because, you know, here we've got your Hellboy, which I got to ask, you know, how did you make the gauntlet?
Oh man, that's one of my favorite props I ever made. I love Hellboy, and when I wanted to make the glove because I wanted to make something very flashy, and you know the glove's very big and his hand's very thick. So immediately I went to like a wrestler's glove or like a batting mitt, and I took a batting mitt, one that I found from I think a thrift store or something, and then a coffee can and foam, and I basically layered the foam on there and I carved out the details. I spray painted it. I put different layers of spray paint to make it very flexible. But it's one of my favorite pieces because anybody can wear it pretty much, and it looks super cool whenever you wear it. It looks very much like the cartoon or the TV series. And for this character, this was a Celtic Hellboy. Basically, Hellboy, if he was Celtic, that's pretty much how it is. So he had very much a lot of designs in his skin, so it kind of matched the way his glove was as well.
Well, I mean, I dig it, and we'll go through some of these. This one, you know, obviously incredible. How long did this take you?
That took me 3 hours. This is our body paint project that we did in school, that I did in the special effects school. Basically, it's a full body paints. So this is a lava-based creature. Basically, she's the lava goddess. I can't exactly remember what her name is, but yeah, she's, I just love the look of lava, and I think it looks very vibrant, and making that into a humanoid figure looked very striking to me. So, you know, and of course she looks beautiful in it as well, so.
Well, and we'll just go through a few of these real quick, but there was, well, I first want to talk about this. So now, obviously these are eyeballs, but what are they actually made out of?
So these eyeballs, these are professional, like these are materials that professionals use in the industry to make prosthetic eyeballs, either for animatronics, for, you know, it's the same actual process that people make for prosthetic eyeballs for people that have lost an eye. So these are made of technically dental acrylic and different other acrylic and plastics. And basically it's a layering process where the colors are layered and dried and spray paint. It's about 20 to 30 layers per eyeball. It kind of depends on which one you wanted. Of course, the edges have that redness to it depending on the type of eyeball it is. And of course, it basically makes it as realistic as possible. The eyeball looking like that dome, looking like that clear, you know, 3D effect.
Now this one on the bottom right, the yellow one, I mean, that's sick. I feel like I don't need both my eyeballs. I feel like if I could get one prosthetic one now. But I will say, the last one I definitely want to touch on is this one. This one's one of my favorites. So how hard was it? What was the inspiration behind it? And just tell me everything about this one.
So this was my Halloween costume for my first Halloween at that school, and I knew I wanted to do something elaborate just because I had the opportunity to do that, and I could get lots of help or, you know, inspiration, thoughts from my teachers and that sort of thing. This is Beep the alien. She is a little creature from outer space. She's brand new to this world. She doesn't know what she's doing, but she wants to explore and all that kind of thing. This it includes, there's a bald cap, ears, prosthetic ears. I've painted myself, my head, my shoulders, my hands, and my legs blue, just to make her look a little bit more space-like, not necessarily human in that sort of way. And I'm wearing scaleras in that costume as well. It's the first time I ever wore scaleras, which are those contacts that make my eyes completely black. But this whole thing was just supposed to be kind of a fantastical, magical version of a alien that I liked to, I've been thinking about for a very long time. I love the idea of a very clean looking alien that's not too scary, but kind of cute.
Absolutely. And we'll real quick, you know, just go through the rest of these real quick. We got your, oh goodness, X-Men.
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, dang it, was on the tip of my tongue. So do you find that a lot of your inspiration comes from, kind of popular pop culture niches, or obviously though, through many of them, it's from your own personal design, but do you feel like you kind of try to balance the two of those, or do you rely heavily on one or the other?
It kind of depends. Usually I go in my spikes of creativity and I feel like, oh, I could make this new thing. But of course, I love pop culture and I love seeking different ways of different makeups and that sort of thing, or different creations as that. I'm a big nerd. I've been to Visioncon for many, many years now. I like D&D, I like comic books, I like video games. I'm just all around. And I find a lot of my inspiration, or a lot of my creativity comes and starts from that. It starts from finding other people's creations and being like, wow, what can I make that's that cool, that's that creative, that's that scary, that's that, magical. I really think that that's something that really does inspire me in a lot of my work.
Mhm. Well, speaking of being an inspiration, now a lot of people that watch Visioncon Spotlight obviously come, for the great guests such as yourself that we have on. But a lot we've realized, people that watch Spotlight especially are people who want to get into these fields or try out a new, technique for craftsmanship, stuff like that. So what I wanted to ask for the folks watching at home, Gabby, is there any tips and tricks that you would give any, prospective special makeup effects artists or anything of the like?
So I would definitely recommend doing your research. I started and I found a lot of the people and a lot of the creations that really helped me start out on YouTube. And I know that sounds like, you could probably find just about anything on YouTube, but YouTube has a very specific creators. And there's a lot of special effects makeup artists that can teach you what their preferred methods are and what they use for materials and that sort of thing. So that's a good place to kind of look around and see what you like and what kind of creation process you would really prefer. I will warn you, it is kind of an expensive hobby, like any hobby is, like cosplaying or playing games or anything like that. But for sure, I would definitely just talk to people. If you know your artist friends, or if you know somebody that is really into cosmetology or beauty makeup, talk to them. Talk about what kind of products they use, what techniques they use for that sort of thing, because it really depends on person to person. But I definitely encourage you to do it, because I was really scared for a very long time to even pursue this as my career. But once I done it, I feel so free, and I feel so blessed that I have so many people that are very supportive of me. And I think that, a lot of people are scared, and I don't want you to be scared. I know it's a very scary thing to do that, but it's such a wonderful and open community, and people are willing to help. I would love to tell you what I've learned and what techniques I use and products that I use to help you start.
Mm-hmm. Well, for tips on how to start and really just, your day-to-day, where can the folks watching at home find you, Gabby?
Well, you can find me on Facebook or Instagram. My makeup pages are at Gabriella Nicole SFX. That's my full name. And that'll show you all the things that I've done when it comes to all my creations and that sort of thing. But I also often check those messages. If you ever want to get in contact with me, that's totally fine. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to, hear what you have to see. And I just love to talk to new people. I love seeing the community that's especially around here. Of course, you'll probably see me at every Visioncon or any convention that's around here, because I love going there myself, either in cosplay or not. So, but yeah.
Well, guys, all those links that we just talked about are going to be down there in the description box below. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 14 of Visioncon Spotlight. And before we wrap things up, Gabby, any final thoughts to leave us on?
Always create. Make yourself happy.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 14 of Visioncon Spotlight. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to tune in next time. As always, I'm your host, Zach Wilson, but much more importantly, this has been my very special guest, Gabby Ward. Make sure to check out all the links down in the description box below, and until next time, guys, always remember that life's better when you have friends to share it with.